Yo, what's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be giving you guys my week 3 NFL picks and predictions. These will be quick, but hopefully informative. And I'm just going to give you guys the rundown and give you guys my score predictions. And hopefully we can go 16-0 this week with my predictions. So let's see. First game, we have the Dolphins and the Jaguars, and I like the Jaguars in this matchup. The Jaguars have been playing pretty competitively in the past two games that they've played. They've been in both games until the final minutes, and Gardner Minshew looks like a quarterback who can actually win you some games. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Jaguars won here. I have that happening 24-17. I think the Dolphins aren't horrible or as horrible as a lot of people think. But right now you have Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, so I think that's a problem. You have the 49ers and the Giants, and this one is kind of a weird game because both teams have had some pretty significant injuries last week. The 49ers really got hit hard with Solomon Thomas, Nick Bosa, Jimmy Garoppolo, so that's definitely a big hit to the team. The Giants obviously having Saquon Barkley out for the season now, which is another big blow. So it's kind of hard to pick this game, but I have to go with the 49ers. I think they're the better coach team, and I think it really comes down to that in this game, even without some of their key stars. I have that one going 19-10 to the 49ers. You have the Washington football team at the Cleveland Browns, and the Washington football team has a pretty good defensive line, and they have some nice pieces. But to me, what's really holding them back is Dwayne Haskins. I don't love him as a quarterback. I don't think he's great whatsoever. I think with him at the helm, it's tough to win games in the NFL. So I really don't like him. The Cleveland Browns have really had a long week, so I think they will have time for preparation. And I expect them to win this game 23-13 at home. You have the Bengals and the Eagles. This is another weird game to pick, but I went with the Eagles here. The Eagles have been playing really horribly. They're 0-2 right now, and the injury bug has hit them like it always does. But you can't really put all your blame into the injury bug. Like, I understand that there's going to be injuries, but you kind of have to just deal with them, and you have to have some guys step up, and that just hasn't happened. But I think they are a good enough team to beat the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. I think he's a promising young player, but I just don't think they have enough to beat the Eagles at home right now at this point. So next game we have the Raiders and the Patriots, and I really like the Patriots in this game, 31-23. The Patriots did lose to Seattle, but Cam Newton looked really good. The defense looked pretty good as well. Even with all those opted out players at the beginning of the season for the Patriots, it's a kind of a miracle to see how good they're playing, even with all those opt outs. I believe they had like 9 players opt out of the season this year. So that just shows what kind of coach Bill Belichick is. And, like I just mentioned, Cam looks really good. Even though they lost that game versus Seattle, I expect them to win this game pretty easily to the Raiders 31-23 at home. You have the Bears and the Falcons, and I like the Falcons in this game. I know they're 0-2. They suffered some tough losses to the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys. Or not, sorry, excuse me, the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks, but they're not a bad team, and they're going to be good enough to beat this Bears team, which to me is not great. I still don't love Mitchell Trubisky, even though he's been playing somewhat better, not somewhat better, but he has been playing better, but I just don't trust the Bears to win this game. I like the Falcons. I think they win this one 27-17. You have the Rams and the Bills. I like the Bills here, 26-20. This is probably one of the toughest picks of the week. Both of these teams are 2-0 coming into the game. But to me, I think things will kind of balance out in the NFC West. I don't think the Rams are a 3-0 caliber team, so I think it shows this upcoming week, and I think they go 2-1 against the Bills, who will move to 3-0, which will be kind of interesting to see. The Bills leading the AFC. The AFC East. You have the Texans and the Steelers, and this is another tough game to pick. And it's hard to pick the Texans starting off 0-3 to start the season because it is a talented team. I like Deshaun Watson, but that's what I have happening. I think they're going to start off 0-3 this season, but I think they do have a chance to bounce back later in the year. But to me, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a better coached team. I think the Texans are going to get outcoached by Mike Tomlin. Pittsburgh was a pretty decent team last season. They were pretty competitive last season, and now adding Big Ben, that's definitely, a huge addition for you guys. So I really like the Steelers in this game, but I think it will be close. I have it 17-16 in Pittsburgh. You have the Titans and the Vikings, and this is another team that I have going 0-3 to start the season, which is the Vikings. I don't think they're as bad as their record shows, but the Titans, to me, are just a better team. Ryan Tannehill looked really good last week. Obviously, you have Derrick Henry, and I think the Vikings are going to have a tough time stopping him. But like I mentioned, the Vikings aren't a horrible team. I just think they're going to have kind of some bad breaks at the beginning of the season here. So I have it going 24-14 to the Titans. But I honestly would not be shocked if the Vikings ended up winning this game. You have the Panthers and the Chargers, and this is an interesting game because last week Justin Herbert started for the Chargers and he played really well, took the Chargers to overtime with the Kansas City Chiefs. So you would expect Justin Herbert to start the game versus the Panthers, but Anthony Lynn, the coach of the Chargers, said that he likes Tyrod Taylor if he's 100% healthy. That's kind of a dumb coaching move in my opinion, but nonetheless, I think the Chargers still win it with Tyrod Taylor. The Panthers, they just suffered a huge injury with Christian McCaffrey, and the Chargers will be at home at this game. So I like the Chargers in this one. This could be a close one. I have it going 20-17, but I don't love Teddy Bridgewater either. There's a lot of hype surrounding him coming into the season this year, but he just hasn't really shown his abilities, and I think it was a mistake signing him to the team. I think he's definitely a huge downgrade from Cam Newton, from what he was. So I think maybe not this offseason, but maybe in a couple off seasons, you guys will look for a new quarterback in Carolina. You have the Jets and the Colts, and I like the Colts in this one. I think they win it 17-6. The Jets, honestly, they could be in contention to get Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 overall draft pick, this upcoming offseason. I know they have Sam Darnold, and I think they like Sam Darnold for the time being, but things are just falling apart in New York for both teams, really, but especially for the Jets. There's a lot of problems internally with the organization and coaching, so you don't love that at all. While the Colts have looked to be getting better and better each and every week. I like what Rivers is doing. He's put up some good numbers. They finally have a pretty decent quarterback in Indianapolis after Andrew Luck. And if you look at the following games for the Indianapolis Colts, I think they could really, really do well in the upcoming games. They have the Jets, obviously, like I mentioned, the Bears, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Lions. So in that stretch, I really think they have a chance to go 5-0, maybe 4-1. So I really like the Colts in this game and moving forward. You have the Cowboys and the Seahawks. I have this game going to the Seattle Seahawks 31-21. The Cowboys have been a really sloppy team thus far, and to me, the Seahawks are far more in control of their season and their destiny. And I really like what Russell Wilson has been doing this season. He's probably the MVP thus far. And, Jamal Adams being on that defense adds another element. So I love what the Seahawks are doing right now. They're definitely Super Bowl contenders. But the Cowboys, they could surprise, but I just don't see that happening, especially at home in Seattle. So give me the Seahawks 31-21. You have the Lions and the Cardinals, and man, the Cardinals are just a great team right now. Kyler Murray is really a fun player to watch, and he's really good. He's just going to be getting better and better as each season progresses. I think in a couple of years, or maybe even next year, this will be a Super Bowl contender. I don't see it happening this year. Definitely a playoff team. They're in a really tough division in the NFC West, but yeah, I really like the Cardinals. This is a really good team. I have them winning 34-17, while the Lions, they are really struggling this season. Matt Patricia seems to not be the guy. They just have not had great success with him at the coaching position. You have the Buccaneers and the Broncos, and I like the Buccaneers. This is another team that seems to be getting better each week. Obviously, new quarterback, not new coach, but new quarterback. When you have a new quarterback or a new coach, especially this season, it's going to take some time because we didn't have the extended OTAs or the training camps or the preseason. So there's going to be some time for improvement, and I think they're just going to be getting better each week, like I mentioned. So I have the Buccaneers winning here. 27-16. Drew Lock is going to be out for the Broncos, so that's definitely a big blow. He's probably going to be out for 2 to 6 weeks from what I've read. So give me the Buccaneers to win that one in Denver. You have the Packers and the Saints, And this one's another tough game to pick, but I really like the Packers in this one. The Saints are a very talented team, but I honestly think that Aaron Rodgers is coming with a vengeance this season because of the Green Bay Packers drafting Jordan Love. The Saints, in my opinion, are an overall better team roster-wise, but to me, Aaron Rodgers is not miles ahead, but he's quite ahead of Drew Brees at this time. Aaron Rodgers has been playing some of the best football I've seen him play in years, so I just cannot pick against the Packers, even though it's going to be in New Orleans. But you have to remember that the home field advantage is not as strong as it has been in previous years because of the circumstances. You have the Chiefs and the Ravens, and I like the Ravens in this game. This is another tough one, a great game, a fun game to watch. I have it going 31-27 to the Ravens. The Ravens, to me, have just looked unstoppable. They've just been running over all of their opponents, while the Chiefs, they've looked really good as well, but they've definitely made some mistakes, and I just like what I've seen from the Ravens. To me, this is a team that will most likely be in the Super Bowl, so I really like this game. This matchup is probably going to be the AFC Championship game, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens, but I have the Ravens going 31-27, so there are my predictions for the Week 3 NFL season. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.